Even though Genshin Impact gives us a glimpse into the characters' lores in the game, there's actually a lot more going on behind the scenes. By taking a look into the manga, we can uncover some pretty significant plot points that simply aren't mentioned in the game. In Chapter 1, Bad Wine, we start to look at who Diluc really is and why it is that he despises the Knights of Favonius. We also get to look at who the Fatoui are and why it is that they're notorious across Tevat. Let's get into it. The chapter starts in an experimenting chamber, where we see a mysterious smoke and we watch a human test subject collapse to the ground. Krupp, the man in charge, panics at the sight of the experiment failing. Beside him, a masked man named Il Dotore begins losing his patience and threatens to experiment on Krupp. In an attempt to save himself, Krupp redirects the conversation. See, the two had received an invitation from Mundstadt to celebrate Ludi Harpestum. Krupp suggests that they could collect test subjects for their experiments from Mundstadt. The masked man agrees, but not before reminding Krupp that his time is running out. The party is managed by Diluc, one of the main characters in Genshin Impact, and also the wealthiest man in Mundstadt. Il Dotore makes his way towards Diluc and demands to speak with Mundstadt's seneschal. Krupp introduces Il Dotore to the confused Diluc, explaining how Dotore is one of the 11 and the person who slayed Ursa the Drake, a monster which had plagued the city of Mundstadt. Simus, the seneschal Dotore had requested, joins the conversation. He asks Diluc for a private place to converse, and Diluc agrees under the condition that he is granted a seat at the meeting. The group make their way to the meeting chambers and are joined by Kaya, the quartermaster of Ordo Favonius, the presumed governing body of Mundstadt. Immediately, Krug proposes that Mundstadt join the Fatoui, the group of people that Krug and Dotore represent. In response, Kaya asks for the reasoning, and Krug simply replies that with every other city on the continent having accepted their deal, that it is time for Mundstadt to follow in suit. Kaya replies that not only is Mundstadt's population small, but that there are actually few in the city that are physically or mentally strong enough for the Fatoui's recruitment. In response, Krug says that they are searching for people with strong faith, in which Kaya quickly replies that his request sounds like a blood tax paid with the lives of children. Things fall quiet and Krug pushes for an answer, but before any decisions could be made, Diluc interjects and proposes that they return to the party to clear their heads. Dotore gets a little salty and leaves back to the party with Krug. Simus thanks Diluc for buying time and comments about how the Fatoui are notorious for taking children and never returning them to their families. In frustration, Simus puts a hand to his own head and comments in which if Mundstadt were stronger, they could have kept innocent civilians out of the mess, Diluc's father would not have died in vain, and Diluc would still be in the Ordo Favonius. Dotore is still salty, and his patience for Krug is running thin. Obviously, with his life on the line, Krug's first thought is to grab a glass of wine, or a barrel. Krug makes his way down into the underground cellars of Diluc's estate, where the wine is kept. As he reaches out to steal a barrel, he gets attacked by Diluc in disguise. Krug shouts for his guards to take down Diluc, but their efforts are quickly neutralized. With a burst of red light, Diluc ensnares Krug in chains and begins to question Krug by mentioning the names of the children who had disappeared in the night. Before Krug can say anything, however, he is killed by a projectile from Dotore. After a small exchange, Dotore leaves, and Diluc returns to the party to find out that Dotore had withdrew all of his requests. The party continues, but Dotore makes his escape. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. I know it's been a while since I've posted one of these chapter reviews, so yeah, thank you guys so much for being patient. I'm running college apps right now, and school's ridiculously busy, so I've kind of fallen behind on my schedule. And it's also the reason why I haven't been streaming recently, but yeah. But even though I haven't been streaming recently, we do have one stream coming in a couple of days, and that's just, it's gonna be a birthday celebration stream. It's gonna be on November 3rd, Tuesday at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time at the Twitch link in the description. Yeah, I mean, you guys don't have to come, but I would appreciate it. Probably, I don't know what we'll be doing, maybe playing some Among Us. I'll work on the next video. I plan on doing the entire Genshin Impact series. Please give me any feedback that you might have. If you guys like this one more or less than the previous one, please let me know, and I'll try to make sure that the next one turns out even better. Oh, one more thing I almost forgot. These chapter reviews are really just reviews. They do not go in depth into the manga. I've left some information out that's a little bit less important. So, well, maybe not less important, but just not so major. So I'd highly suggest you check out the official manga via the link in the description below and really kind of get an understanding of the whole manga chapter as a whole. But yeah, thank you guys so much. I'll see you next time. After a small exchange, Dotere leaves Diluc. Krupp suggests that they could collect test subjects for their experiments from Moonstadt, strong enough for recruitment. That there are few in this.